Hey everybody, I thought I would bring Billy in on this video because he has first-hand knowledge. One of the first questions I get when I tell people I'm going to be hiking the Appalachian Trail. One is, are you going to be alone? When I say, well, I'm going to start alone, the very next question, without a doubt, is your husband gonna let you do this? So, I thought we'd go straight to the horse's mouth. Billy, are you gonna let me do this?
I am going to let her do this.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate that.
Anything for you.
All right. So, I kind of think it's funny. It offended me at first for the first like 4 or 5 people that said that to me. But the more I thought about it, I was like, well, I don't know that they mean it the way I was taking it. Is he going to let me do it? You know, my thing is he supporting me in doing this? And yes, he is 100% supporting me. He has been probably the biggest supporter I have had through just trying to start making some plans. He has jumped in with both feet. I think we've mentioned in a few of the previous videos that he was retired for 3 years. And when I kind of broached him with this subject and was very serious, because that is a question he asked me, is how serious are you? When we kind of talked about it and he realized how serious I was about it, he gave up his luxury retired life and went back to work.
Taking care of her.
Yeah, he did. When he says he took care of me, he took 100% complete care of me. I worked, which was my choice. He didn't tell me, oh, you have to keep your job and bring home the bacon. No, we worked everything out, and he was able to retire, and he took care of everything at the house. He kept things clean. He did the laundry. He cooked dinner. He took care of everything. So, with that being said, he went back to work when he realized how serious I really was about doing this, and I don't know if I have ever sincerely thanked him, but I do thank you. So let me, I'm going to interview my husband. So, honey, what was your first reaction when I brought up wanting to hike the AT?
You're nuts. You're nuts. I thought that you didn't realize that 2,400 miles or 2,200 miles was different than 8 miles. And, you know, you put the time in, you put the effort in, you've done the study and the research, you've done a lot of hiking. So, yeah, I'm convinced.
So, I'm nuts, apparently. If you know me in real life, you know that is very true. And just as a side note, you may or may not see our cats.
Yeah, I'm not rubbing the arm of the chair here. I'm rubbing this kitty over here.
So,
kitty.
You may or may not see cameos of the cats. We do have multiple, so there's no telling what will appear on the screen. So the second question I have for you is, how do you feel about me doing this hike?
I think it's going to be a great adventure. I'm a little concerned, obviously. You're going to be out on the trail in the woods. But you're a big girl. You can take care of yourself. I think it's going to be an epic adventure. I think it's going to be a trip of a lifetime, and I can't wait to see it through you.
Did I have to ask permission to do this?
She don't ask permission to do nothing. No, none at all. None.
So I think the way this came up is I just asked. I said, hey, what would you think about me hiking? Not, can I do it? Not, are you okay with me doing it? I broached the subject of, hey, I enjoy doing the, the little hikes, and he always supported me in that, and helped me get my gear, and he has gone on several trips with me. Y'all have seen him in the videos. But I did come to him and I said, hey, I'm seriously thinking about wanting to hike the entire Appalachian Trail. I want to do a through hike. I don't want to do it in sections. I don't want to do it in lashes. I would like to attempt a true through hike. What are your thoughts? So that's something that he and I have always done. I don't think we've ever asked each other if we could do anything. That goes for him too. We bring it up as a conversation and we talk about it. I mean,
hey, folks, you got to realize for 3 years that I was retired, she supported every cycling trip I ever done. I mean, without question, I cycled all over the place, went up north and went to, road dart, all these cycling trips, and she was 100% supportive. So, there was nothing. If she would have wanted to hike to Antarctica, I would have been in support of it. Whatever she wanted to do, I'm supportive.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that you had some concerns. What would be your biggest concern about me doing this hike?
You falling. The trail, obviously anywhere you're out in the woods is dangerous. I mean, there are dangers. I think there's enough people on the trail. I don't think the trail is a war zone, but there are hazards out there. You could fall, you could trip, and we're taking precautions for that with your satellite tracker, your GPS, and the fact that you're not going to be alone very much. You'll hook up with some people and y'all will be a little group and y'all will do y'all's thing. So just the normal stuff of I don't want you to get I don't want you to fall. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get tripped up. The norovirus. I don't want you to get none of that. So just the standard trail things. That's all that concerns me.
All right. Well, as far as my concerns, falling is a big concern of mine. I don't know that I've shown it, but in one video, of me actually falling, and I think I put that in one of the videos.
You're hiking with your dad.
Well, I didn't show that though. I wasn't on camera.
But that was a fall.
That was probably one of the biggest falls I had done. Dad and I hiked Boat Mountain to West Prong, back to the Tremont Center up in Tennessee near Cades Cove in Townsend, Tennessee, and we were almost at the end, and I had taken out my gimbal and put my phone on it because I was gonna do a shot of us getting to the end of the trail, and there were no rocks on the trail. There were no sticks on the trail. It was a beautiful trail, and I don't know what I tripped over, but I went, heels over head, and I rolled probably 10 or 15 foot. I stopped by a tree and scared the hell out of my dad, and and I was okay. I mean, I said, just give me a minute because I wouldn't make sure I was okay, but yeah, I am not the most graceful person out there. I can be walking on flat floor and I will fall. So yes, falling is a very real concern for me. The other concern I have is not really, it's not with people or with animals. It's camping alone, maybe. I don't know. It's weird to try to put some of my concerns out there because I know it's going to change as I get out on the trail. I'm going to start alone, yes. But everybody out there kind of hooks up and meets, a little group that is called a tramily. And you kind of hike around each other. You kind of camp near each other. So will I be alone? Yeah, the first little bit I will be, but I know I'm going to meet people fairly quickly. So the whole camping alone thing, I don't think is going to be as big a concern.
No,
I think.
I don't think so.
And I think my concerns are the unknown. I've watched a million videos on the AT, and I love watching people hike, and seeing the views and seeing their take on it. But I'm still concerned about the unknown. I haven't done it. So, what is it going to be like? What happens if I don't have enough food? What happens if I have too much food? What happens if I get, really tired and I'm sore? Do I stop for the day? Those are the things that you find out when you're on trail. So yeah, I have concerns, but I don't think it's anything that would stop me from jumping out there.
And we've done multi-day hikes. I mean, not to say that's the equivalent of a 6-month hike, but I mean, how much food you're going to eat. You know how much food you're going to need, how much water you're going to drink, and the AT is not. There's a lot of water sources. So, I think you're going to be good.
Cool. So are you going to come visit me?
Yep.
So we do. That was a very short answer. We need more explanation. So we do have a couple of points that he is going to come and visit me. He's going to continue to work for the majority of my hike. Maybe not the whole thing. We don't know yet. We're going to kind of play that one by ear. I know the first time that we have planned for him to actually come up and meet me will be in Gatlinburg. He'll pick me up from Newfound Gap. And that is about 208-ish miles into the trail. So Klingman's Dome is the 200-mile mark, and Newfound Gap is about 8 miles past that. So he will be picking me up at that point, and I'll take like a 00 so we can, hang out. And roughly 20 to 25 days to get there, depending on my speed and my mileage. So, we're going to go potentially 25-ish days without seeing each other, which will probably be the longest I think we've ever been apart in our 22 years of marriage.
I was probably on the road once or twice, a little longer than that, but yeah, never for nothing like this.
Yeah, so but we'll be able to communicate with each other. So, another question is, hey, how are y'all going to communicate? It's a technical world, a technologically driven world now. Yes, there's going to be a lot of places I don't have signal. But, from everything that we have seen and researched and watched, Verizon is probably one of the better cell providers that you can actually get service on the trail. So now that doesn't mean that I'm going to have service all the time. It'll probably be on the higher peaks. And through the Smokies, you don't have much signal at all. You might hit signal 2 or 3 times, I think. So when it gets to that point, I'm going to be really happy that, I get to see him, because they're probably going to be about 4 days that I'm not going to be able to talk to him, period, at all. And that'll probably be the longest stretch that I won't be able to talk to him. Just simply because, you come to a lot of points where you cross roads, you hit towns. So yeah, there's going to be plenty of opportunity for us to communicate. Text, cell phone, video chat.
Follow me on the Garmin.
Yeah, and I'm going to have a Garmin InReach, a mini InReach. I haven't gotten it yet, but that's going to be my next big purchase at the end of May. I think we've kind of set that up. So we'll have one at the end of May, and what'll happen is I can set this up and he can actually follow my footprints. So at any point in the day, I'm going to send him a message on that and say, hey, I'm getting started. And, 2 or 3 hours later, he can pop on the app and he can say, oh, she's made it, 2 or 3 miles or 4 miles, however far I can get in that time lapse. So, and you can actually text on this satellite device. So if I have 0 cell service, I will be able to still communicate with him, and he will be able to communicate with me. And
this isn't nothing new. I mean, we've used spot trackers, we've used satellite trackers all the way back to before she was hiking. When I was doing the cross country stuff, she tracked me. A lot of people tracked. So, it's nothing new. It's dependable technology. It's reliable. So, and it's basically real time. I mean, it's not. You're not seeing a trail from yesterday. You're seeing it within minutes. So, yeah, it's pretty dependable.
Yeah, and it's neat technology. Will I let everybody see where I am? No. There's going to be very few people that I will allow into that portion of the technology, just because the Appalachian Trail is safe, but it is like everything else. There are things that can happen, and when you put yourself out there and potentially have hundreds or thousands of people watching you, I don't want all those people know exactly where I am and when I'm going to cross this particular road. And so no, there will be very, very few people that have that part of the information. But I'll do a whole video on the communications part of it.
And two, when y'all see her videos, it's not going to be same day videos. They're going to be time delayed. She's not going to start posting a video just like every other hiker out there. There's always time delays. It might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, but she may start on this day and the first video won't come out on YouTube for 2 weeks. So just for the friends and family, keep that in mind, that it's not the day she starts is not going to be the day the first video comes out. So
yeah,
just FYI.
And that's a good point. So just wanted to put this out there as one of my first videos on my husband letting me take this adventure. I owe him so much for letting me do this. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, any comments, if you have any concerns, put them in the comments. In the description box below, I am going to put how you can contact me or us, because we do kind of share the email address as Rich Adventures. Because as you can see, we are in this together. So, guys, until next time, we would really, really love for you to get out there and live your great story. See you soon.